Alright, hello everyone, welcome to Live from me, this is my name, and today we have the next episode of our podcast group. And I just see a problem already from a stream chat. So today it's just Plodo, Lambo and myself. Lados unfortunately cannot be on the podcast today because of internet issues. Yeah, he just voted. I'm really sorry that he can't be here. I hope you are not sad about that. We got already a bunch of people in the chat. Welcome to you guys. Welcome everyone. Hope you're doing good. Hope you was having a good week. And just let me fix fast the chat. Oh my god. Right, our topic for today is the news update. We're gonna talk about we're gonna talk about everything from the update, really everything. Just let me get into the call. Alright guys, here you are. The number 5 podcast. How you doing guys? How you doing?
Hey.
Yo.
All right. So maybe you want to introduce yourself just a bit. So if new people come to the podcast for the first time, see our names for the first time, so they know you a bit.
Sure. I guess I could start. Hello, my name is Plot of Game. Or what do you say? Hello, Plot of Gaming is my name. I'm a Rise of Kingdoms player. Been making content for almost a year now. First video was February of last year. First stream was April, I believe. So we're approaching a year for both of those things. And yeah, just been vibing it out ever since.
Okay, good.
Do we lose him?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right. I wasn't paying attention. Lambo here. I play in Kingdom 1029. It's a D-seed kingdom. So I'm kind of unique to this podcast in that aspect, where I think I'm the only one of us that plays in a low seed kingdom, even though I am probably the highest power and highest kills in our group.
Yeah.
Yeah, just oldest. Yes. I could probably be your father. Yes, you're right.
I mean, that's talking about count age, but if you want to talk about real age, then that's on you, man.
Recently started streaming just a few months ago, so I'm relatively new to the content creation game. Just do it as a hobby, though. It's not a business. I don't look for it to be a business at any point in time. But enjoying it. Hopefully I can give back a little bit to the community that has given me so much fun over the past 4 years.
Did we lose Lambo or?
Oh.
I'm joking. No, I'm joking.
So
Cool.
there's a problem with the chat. I don't know how to fix that. The messages are in dark, in black. So when they sending them, OBS, unfortunately the background is also black, so you guys will not be able to see the messages on stream. I don't know if that now is a huge problem for you guys, or should
It's
I?
okay, we could just read the chat from the live chat. It's no biggie.
Right, then we go. I'm gonna turn it off for today. I'm sorry guys, so alright, so as I said, the topics for today is the news update. We have overall 5 main questions. And I would say we don't talk that much more longer and jump into the first question, which is, what do you think about the new Alliance event with rank system? Pros and cons. Let's start with Plodo here.
Yeah, I mean, I only know what they've told us with, like, it's like, so the rundown of it, right, was it's an alliance, like, competition between alliances, and then you have different quests players, and I think overall it's a pretty fun system. Not gonna lie, like there's people that are in off season that were like, hey, you know, we're just twiddling our thumbs, not really doing anything. I feel like it would be a pretty fun thing to do, especially like, and I guess it also bring another excuse to bring the community together outside of KVK or Osiris League or Arc. I mean, Arc doesn't really bring anyone together, to be honest, in my opinion. It's not like I DM the people or get to know the kingdom really that much from Arc, but you know, Osiris League and KVK, that's when you get to know KDs and all that kind of stuff. So I think it'll be pretty interesting, like if you're fighting or competing against other KDs for specific rewards and then trying to go up ranks and stuff. I think it'll be, I mean, yeah, I think it'll be a fun little thing to do in the game. I don't know. I feel like it's just a positive change. Any extra rewards that we get, I feel like is a good thing. And then on top of that, it kind of promotes some form of unity or an activity for a kingdom to do that's, you know, outside of fighting. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's a positive thing overall.
Okay. Good point. Good point. So, Lambo, what do you think about that?
I'm kind of taking a wait and see approach. You know, there's lots of times Lilith has communicated updates or new events to us, and things get lost in translation. So, you know, great. You can compete with other alliances. Okay, how does this competition work? I want some more details. You know, you signed up for this event with your alliance. It's only open to alliances and season and conquest. Why is that? You know, I guess, how does it work? I mean, I guess I want to know more details before I say yes or no, it's a good thing or a bad thing. Getting more people online, getting more people active, that's always a good thing. But is this an event that's going to favor those Imperium kingdoms, those high AC kingdoms, those kingdoms with hyperactivity? And how's it going to impact my little D-seed kingdom where we have maybe 35 players that are active?
Yeah, I think it's going to impact your kingdom pretty negatively, because I think the cap, because they did think about like the high Imperium KDs by capping how many people in your alliance could play. I think what I saw was 100 players. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's I don't know, we have already something similar to it, right? The other Alliance event where you need to answer questions. If it goes in this way, like that you work together like this, I think it will have a negative impact for low activity kingdoms. That's for sure, and I think it's again a benefit for the Imperium and high AC kingdoms. But we will see. I hope for new informations on that point soon. Yeah. So let's jump to the next question. You have some formation system optimizations, right? And now it's the questions. What is your opinion about that? Are they good or are they bad? Let's start with Lambo.
So the way they optimize the armaments with the icons, with how they display, how you can lock them, recycle them, absolutely no issues there. Makes it a little bit easier to see what you're doing. The issue I have, or the concern that I have, is, you know, you'll be able to spend gems to travel up to an additional 200 times per day. Now, obviously, only the biggest of big players, myself not included, are going to drop gems to travel 200 times a day. Every time you travel, though, you have a chance to earn luck. So the more you travel, the higher your luck is going to be. So I can't help but feel that Lilith had this plan since day one. It's another way for them to earn money by charging gems to travel 200 times per day. It's another way for them to get the Krakens out there, the Arvixes, the MFs, the Bunnies, the big players, to spend money, because their luck increases. They're going to get better stuff the more times they travel, so they're going to spend gems to travel. I don't think this is a benefit to the, you know, a free to play or a low spender. Of course, they have that chance when they travel to get something really, really good. But this is just going to help the Krakens out there get even more powerful.
That's true. But let's see the point from Pluto here.
Yeah, I mean, I was pleasantly surprised that when the update started and then I started doing my travels that I knew at least what armaments, because of the picture, that I was getting screwed over on. That was pretty fun, you know, just seeing like, oh wow, I got like a good armament for line formation. That's cool. But overall, I feel like it's a pretty good change in terms of the overall usability. Like, it's whenever there's something that's more UX UI friendly, it's always a good thing. I would say though, for Windfalls, I think it's gonna be a pretty bad change for free to play low spenders for sure. I don't know how. I have to see how good it'll be. Like the chance that the luck thing is really like what does luck mean? I guess is my question. Like, does it mean like increased chance for a legendary armament, or like I'm not exactly sure what it means by luck. Although this is like something that people have been asking for in a way, but not really the same. But it's more so like, how can we invest in armaments without having to buy bundles? So we'll have to see how good it is or how bad it is for free to play low spenders, because maybe there's some. I'm gonna guess that because it said every single time you travel you have a chance to earn luck. I'm gonna guess that your free travels also give you a chance to earn luck. So maybe there's gonna be like some instances where you're like, I don't know, 70-80% lucky, and then like the low spender could like gem a couple of times and then get a good armament. So I mean, we'll have to see how the system works, but I don't know why they chose specifically 200 additional times. That seems like so many times. Like, think about it. Like whenever right now we go through our armaments, or when we go through our travels, like those cutscenes, and they didn't do anything with the cutscenes. Like, imagine having to go through those cutscenes through 200 additional times per day. Like, I don't even know if whales would have the time or the patience to do that. So. But yeah, overall, like it's a wait and see approach for me in terms of this event. I think it's gonna help spenders more, but I can see some usability for low spenders in case they luck into that windfall or whatever. So yeah,
Good points here. Now we already talked a little bit about the next question. What your opinion about the travel now with gems is, and that it's 200 times per day. It's not per week or per month. It's basically per day. And now you already start a little bit talking about that. Yeah, it's a huge negative point again. I guess also for mid spender here actually, like 200 times. I don't know. Do we know how much one travel with gems costs? I don't think so. Or I didn't saw anything.
We don't know yet. Yeah, we don't know yet.
Okay, let's say it's 10 gems or 50 gems. You know, so it's still 200 times per day. It's a huge negative point for all the mid, low, and free to play player. But the other point is, do the whales and krakens have the time to do it, like you said? I mean, it's 200 times a day. Maybe they do it at the beginning to get the better stuff. Here's also now the question, what does that luck means? How will be that in that 200 times per day? I don't know, like, you know, we have less information on that. That's the problem. But overall, I guess we all agree that this feature is a no-go for free-to-play low spender and mid spender, right? I guess we can all agree on that.
I mean, I still think there's some usability in terms of if people are, you know, say like you're a mid spender or low spender that's really late into the game and you already have your sets, and then you're trying to find out what to use your gems for. I feel like having some system where you can invest gems into armaments is pretty good, but is it good in theory? We'll have to see how rewarding or not rewarding it is, but yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine it being below 1,000 gems to do a travel.
You think so?
If a gold key is 1,200 gems, if an equipment chest key is 1,000 gems, And if a sovereign key is 1,000 gems, I mean that's right around the 1,000 range. I don't think it'll be anywhere near as low as 5 gems or 10 gems.
I think
Especially if you're gaining luck every time you travel.
I think it's going to be incremental. It's going to be like AP, where it starts off low, and then the more chances you do, the more gems it'll cost.
It's
That would
been
be
ages since I bought AP. Good point.
Yeah, so like I don't know, like 50, then whatever, like it'll go up and up and up. But I don't know. We'll have to see. Is it good for people that want to use their gems for other things, like newer accounts? I feel like is the people that get screwed over the most with this. If you want to call it screwed over, but yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see.
And I still think you're going to get better value buying the bundle because you can
Oh yeah,
choose.
100%.
You can choose what formation you want that armament for. But we'll see.
Yeah, like those lost bundles that we got were actually super value. I don't know if you guys bought them yet.
But
yeah, I got one thing I could use in the 4 bundles that I got.
Hey, but that's better than the gold chest you bought, right? It's only it's only
barely.
like a couple of dollars. It's how much did you spend on those gold chests? That armament bundle? That was
No comment. No
yeah,
comment.
okay, yeah. So
I don't know what you're talking about.
fair.
I mean, what we can say, it's a good invest, I guess, so for the more than gems, right? Also at some point low spender and have their commander max and maybe don't want to get the new commander because they don't like them. They have VIP 18 and they don't know where to invest the gems in more than gems. So with that coming up, it's a good point. It's a good invest, I guess so. But overall, I don't know. That's every day. It's too much, I guess. So if we have really whales and krakens out there, we're gonna do 200 times a day. We're gonna have a much bigger impact, a much better.
I'm just trying to imagine. Like I average 2 cutscenes a day. Imagine for that. That's for 20. So times that by 10. So imagine going through like 20 cutscenes for a kraken a day. I don't know. It's gonna be.
I mean,
maybe that'll deter them.
And just imagine them getting triggered. You know, they're doing 100, 200 travels a day, and they get maybe 10 travels, and all the rest are fucking resources or something stupid like that, right?
No, true. That's also a thing. It's like a curse if you get a good thing because you have to sit through like a 30-second cutscene, like an ad practically. Like literally, Lilith could put an ad and make money, and we wouldn't care. We wouldn't care. Like we just tap through it like a bunch of like not giving them any ideas, but yeah, I don't know. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, so we have just this information. We're gonna see in the future what exactly we gonna have there, how the luck gonna be, how that gonna be have an impact, how much gems it's gonna cost. Unfortunately, we have until now only these informations. So we already also answered if that not even make harder for free-to-play load spender and maybe also even for mid-spender. So let's jump then to the next question. We have also some armaments optimization, just a few, 5 overall. So what do you think about them, guys? Let's start with Plodo here.
Oh yeah. I think that's like the icons and stuff, right? I feel like it's good. I don't know. I really haven't been through the armament system ever since I ended my Kingsland. It really I just don't have the patience for it. But I mean, yeah, you could go through your system and then see like, oh wow, this is a triple line, or this is like, I like the icons for sure. I think it makes it way more navigatable. Is that a word? But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it just will look different, right? What do you think about that, Lando?
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for optimizing that stuff to make it easier on the player, because I know the first week or two, it was all new, but the first week or two when I was buying those bundles on a daily basis, you know, it would take me a good 30 to 45 minutes just to go through everything, because you literally had to click on every single thing to see what formation it was for. So I think they made it easier to to go through and to look at a person's armaments more frequently than it'll take less time.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I agree with you guys. That's a good optimization. I know why they haven't it made since the begin. But yeah, it's good to see that they have it at least added now. So let's jump probably to the biggest question for the podcast today. The new KVK map. From what you have heard and saw, what is your opinion about that? Is it a good one, or is it one what's not gonna get played? What do you think, Lembo?
I'm cautiously optimistic. I know in speaking to my alliance, everybody was hyped for Nile KVK and Desert KVK when those came out because they wanted to do something different. Then when we watched streamers who were streaming the Nile KVK or the Desert KVK, every single person who wanted to do those KVKs in our kingdom said, yeah, let's not do that. Let's stick with heroic anthem. Right? So
Yeah.
I mean, I like some of the stuff they're mentioning here, some restrictions for where you can build alliance forts and things like that, but it just, again, it's one of those, okay, I have to see it to believe it and see if it's any good, because Desert KVK and Nile KVK are now used by a lot of kingdoms for what? For a recovery KVK, so they can gear up for a big heroic anthem or a big Strife of the Eight.
Yeah, but from what you have read and heard, are you excited to see that, or are you just like, not really?
I'll be 100% honest here. It's hard for me to get excited after 4 years of playing this game and 4 years of promises that have gone unfulfilled. It's hard for me to get excited about anything Lilith is communicating to us until I see how it's implemented. They will communicate stuff and it will sound great on paper. They'll give you commander skills. They'll sound great on paper, but how they implement something and how they actually do it in the game always seems to be different than what they're putting on paper. So, I can write a story and I can write an article, a news article or a blog and make a pile of dog shit sound like the best thing in the world to eat. But then once somebody goes to eat it, they're going to figure out it's just a pile of dog shit. Right. So we'll have to see what happens.
Fair enough. Okay, Blodo, what is your opinion about that?
I'm pretty excited for it because people have been complaining about fort meta for the longest time, and I've been slowly but surely, I don't really think, I feel like forts in general are kind of a necessity to keep the zones longer in the game. You know what I mean? So if you want that prolonged fight, without forts, there wouldn't be a prolonged fight. It's like a hot take. But yeah, we'll have to see how Rise of Kingdoms is without that quote-unquote fort meta, because that's I feel like that's the main feature of that game mode. I don't know how that whole switching alliance or commander skill thing is gonna work. That sounds super weird, but I don't know. Maybe there'll be some crazy off meta pairs now that's a thing. I feel like I'm too pea-brained to really wrap my head about that, but definitely the fort thing, I feel like it's a good test to see if they could actually take away forts from, or change forts or manipulate forts in a way that makes it so that you can't stack them on top of each other. Because I do know it's annoying to play against, but at the same time, it does extend fights to the point where if you see this KVK that's going on, that 1963-65 KVK, the only reason why the fights have been this long and have been pretty interesting to watch is because of the forts and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see what happens in that respect, but I think I'm happy people are going to be the guinea pigs for that, because I don't think I'm playing that KVK. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. I think it's an overall interesting test. Is my stance right now.
Okay. Yeah, I think the second point here, the building restrictions, where you only can build the fortress at the holy site or path, it's pretty interesting, and it's gonna change the strategies for sure, and gonna make the fights, especially at the beginning, pretty important. It's much more important than to be active at the beginning when a path opens.
Oh yeah, 100%. I didn't even think about that actually. Yeah, you gotta flag towards those holy sites super
Yeah.
fast. Make sure you because you have so much of advantage if you go there. You could either disrupt a fort build, or you could even build, or you could protect your own fort build. Like it's gonna be completely holy site focused. So yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be interesting.
Exactly, yeah, and not even that. Also, it's gonna be pretty interesting to see what strategies we're gonna see. Maybe more pass blocking, more flag blocking for building. That's gonna be a whole new experience. And I'm really excited for that. What do you think, guys, in the chat? What is your opinion about the new KVK? Let me start a poll.
I mean, we'll have to see too. It says fortresses can only be built in areas bordering a holy site. Does that mean you need territory there before you can drop a fort, or is the first king, the first coalition, the first camp to take a pass, going to be able to drop 6 forts around a holy site, and then the other camps are flocked?
That's true. That'd be super. Imagine like you just run out of space to drop a fort.
Yeah, and Black Panther failing to take a pass, you guys would have been screwed, right?
Oh yeah, this is literally like a universal meme, bro. Oh my goodness, literally like when we were doing Farmer Fighter yesterday, he hopped on. He's like, I don't know if I want someone to be judging my account. He can't even take a pass. So, I'm like, yeah, it is what it is. At least it's not me. That's my.
Right.
At least it wasn't me.
Right, guys, the poll is in the chat, so if you want to take a moment and answer the questions, would be really appreciated. So the other new feature what we're gonna have with the new KVK are the artifacts. In the story, you will be able to claim one of several new pieces of legendary equipment called artifact. In the secondary commander's equipment equipped with an artifact, all of their skills that affect a single unit type will instead affect a different unit type, depending on the artifact. That sounds, for the first time when I'm reading it, I don't know, a little bit random. What do you think? Is that a good thing that the unit type gonna change based on the artifact, or is that something what they should not work on and just stay with the unit type what the commander have? Plotter, what do you think?
Yeah, I feel like I'm too pea-brained to really think of the pairs and stuff like that. Like I've heard like Sargon with YSG, so that you could have that AoE debuff, circle AoE debuff for the skill damage. I've heard like a bunch of different pairs. I think it'll be interesting. But I don't know, man. Like I'm too small brain for this. People who are like, the experts will have to tell me, but I don't know. It could bring some semblance of excitement that like, hey, we could combine different commanders and not really use the same meta over and over and over again. I'm also wondering, how do you get these equipments and all that kind of stuff, because I'm not exactly sure how that works either, but I don't know. I feel like it's I don't think it's gonna entice me to play the KVK, but at least like when you watch it, like, oh my gosh, like that's a cool pair,
Yeah. Okay.
What is the point then of having Boudica Prime as an archer commander, or Sargon as an infantry commander, or Scipio as an infantry commander, if you can just throw a freaking artifact on them and change their troop type? It doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't get it.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, I feel like I remember I was talking to Chad about this, and it's like Lilith. Like people just want like a basic, simple, enhanced KVK, but then they keep throwing all these wrenches at us, and like, hey, here's a new toy that's super complicated. Try to play with it, instead of like, but the player base kind of just wants like, I don't know, something like, I don't know, a slight change or like a tweak or compared to like a fully new map. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a similar situation here.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird feature. It's random. I don't know. I don't know what my opinion about that is actually. Because like exactly like what Lembo said, for what you max out the commanders for the troop type, if you put then just the artifact on that, and then the whole troop type is gonna change. Like that makes 0 sense actually, in my opinion. I don't know. That feature makes the KVK looking bad, in my opinion, kinda. The building restrictions I love so far. I would love to see more flag fighting and not like spamming these forts and just, I don't know, defending it or staying there longer than needed. You know, exactly with the current KVK with 9060. It's crazy how they have stacked the forts there. And yeah, I don't know. But overall, I'm quite excited to see new KVKs, new stories, and we will see. I hope we're gonna have more informations about that pretty soon. Yeah, that was it so far with the update talk. Right. Everyone in the chat, do you have questions you want to ask, or?
And while you're asking chat if they have anything they want us to discuss, guys, don't forget to subscribe to Beast's channel there. He's really close to 1,000 subscribers. Let's get him pushed over that 1,000 mark.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 26
What are you at
away.
right now?
974. It's getting close.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, someone asked a question. Bring up a new map. How do you think the zones will be? I mean,
yeah, it looked really wide open from what I saw.
do we have any maps or something how it could be looking so far?
Yeah, in the official Rise of Kingdoms video, the YouTube video, they put a map preview.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so wide open, to be honest, but I don't know. It's a bit different. We'll have to see like all the like rivers and all that kind of stuff. But it is a 6 camp map, so it's going to be similar to like in terms of like the size of a Nile KVK.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I have to look at it specifically. Let me look at the map.
I'll grab a quick screenshot and send it to you, Beast.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. So yeah, it's a
Kingdoms
6 camp KVK. So you can like 6 camp. I don't know.
Man. I searched up Rise of Kingdoms and the Rise of Kingdoms channel doesn't even come up. That's funny. It's Chiskel.
I don't know, but 6 camp is kinda. Dad, thank you very much for the follow.
I sent it to you in our Creators Corner chat.
Perfect.
I'm gonna guess this is gonna be similar to, it's gonna be similar to what do you call it? A Strife in a way. With how all the maps are interconnected and intertwined. One thing that's super cool about it is the Zone 6s are going to be, from my understanding, the Zone 6s are going to be a 1v1.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Zone 6s are going to be a 1v1 instead of a 2v1, which is what Strife is. But yeah, I think it'll be pretty interesting. Because if you look at the map, I don't know if it's up on your screen, but there's like 2 touching zone 5s, and then what I'm gonna guess is there's 3 camps that touch zone 6. I'm joking. Never mind. We'll have to see the passes and everything too, because there's
Depends how they do allies also, right? I mean, if like Storm and Surge Camp team up together, then they've got a free path to Kingsland.
Oh yeah.
True. Well, there could be.
They changed the names. What's
Um,
Storm and Surge? It's not wind and water anymore.
oh Lord, what? I didn't saw that. And we have wood now. Also.
Yeah, that's Greenwood. So, and then Daybreak is light. Or Fire Camp is flame.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Why they
wood.
change with names? Oh my
Oh
god.
man, I was Wood Camp last KVK.
I didn't saw that. Holy shit. Yeah, I mean we need to see the passes for sure. But I don't think they're gonna be a free access to Kingsland. Well, I hope so. It's not gonna be. For my opinion, there could be a pass connected to the zone 6. It's looking like that, you know, like there's a big border and there could be a pass. I would love that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to guess, it's gonna be these zone 5s are gonna open up, and then people could 1v1 in both sides, and then from there it's gonna be each camp could directly go from the zone 4 to the zone 6, kind of like HA, but then you're actually contesting someone for that zone 6 instead of HA where it's completely free. And then if I had to guess, there's going to be another pass from the zone 5 into the zone 6, allowing for a different camp to get in there. But yeah, I mean, it'll be pretty interesting because we actually have no information. I personally don't have any information in terms of the passes, so we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Is there any maps available? Let me check.
What I also
Warriors
see,
Unbound, is that what it's called? What is this?
what I also see is that the Flame and Earth camp looks kind of small actually compared to others. Like, look at that. Like, for example, the Light camp is so big, like Flame and Earth together. Or am I dumb?
That's just the angle, I think.
Yeah, they angle the map
Okay.
weirdly in the preview, so it's
Yeah,
probably that.
but also the zone. I don't know. Look, the zone 5 on the left side, and then compared to the zone 5 on the right side, it's I don't know. You see that?
I mean, you got to give them credit. They're trying to do something different, right? But
yeah, but I don't know. A smaller zone. Is that?
I don't know.
I mean, especially the starting zone, like gives especially for farm alliances and all that access also to the KVK.
What's going to irritate me is, okay, you know how they do the pop-ups for the KVK, right? What if you max skip and you're to the end and your pop-up comes and the 3 options you have are this Warriors KVK, Desert Conquest, and Nile. You don't even have the option sometimes to choose the KVK that you like the most.
Yeah, that's one of the things that people were really scared about, is how would this affect matchmaking? Because there's already, if you look at the top Imperiums, some Imperiums are already finding it hard to find a match.
Yeah.
So if they even dilute the pool even more so with the amount of KVKs that they could pick, it's gonna make it even harder to, I guess, because for Imperiums, like, you gotta coordinate with other Imperiums to do this XY. But then if you have more variance in terms of the amount of maps you could pick, and then I guess like the maps per cycle and all that kind of stuff, like, it's gonna be pretty tough to coordinate things.
Move lift, by the way, brings an interesting point here in the chat. It would be fun if the KVK would be 30 days instead of 50 because map is smaller. What do you think about that? I don't actually the KVK, which is like not that long, could be interesting. Oh, couldn't it?
It depends. I mean, if they're given the same rewards in this KVK that they do in other KVKs that are 50 days long,
I don't think it'll happen.
Everybody's going to go into this KVK because they can get rewards every 30 days instead of every 50 days.
That's true. That's true.
I mean,
it would be pretty interesting, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Like Lambo's saying, it's just so weird with even with the KVK matchmaking too. Like, it's how are you gonna? They're gonna get like an extra skip, or like they're gonna go extra skip earlier. And it's just like, out of the grain for Lilith to do. Every single KVK is essentially the same length. I think Strife is 1 day shorter than HA, but I don't know.
I mean, it's an interesting map. It's looking interesting. I just hope, especially the starting zone, gonna be kind of the same. From the area.
Yeah.
It's
Again, I have a much different perspective on KVKs than you guys do. When we fight a heroic anthem in a D kingdom, there's 20 different kingdoms in the 4 camps. When we fight a strife of the 8, there's 32 kingdoms in the 8 camps. You know, so it makes diplomacy an absolute freaking nightmare because there's always somebody in one camp that's going, oh, we weren't in the main coalition for the past 4. We missed out on 1,000 gems and 3 hours of speed ups. We're gonna piss and moan now the rest of KVK. You know, so I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, true. Gonna be interesting. That's for sure. All right. Any other questions in the chat? Anything? What you want to ask, guys?
What about the new commanders? What do you guys think of these new engineering commanders? Are you gonna look to get them?
Oh yeah, I'm maxing those right away on my farm account. It's gonna be great for my siege.
On your farm accounts?
Yeah, I'm gonna get some range kills on my farms. People are saying that new leadership commander can maybe replace YSS in some situations as a secondary to, I don't know, like a Zeno, or I heard Jan would be pretty good, or Jad, I don't know, but it's tough to really say because we got the skill previews, which got people hyped, but then we didn't get the values, which is the most important part.
Right.
So I don't know what I think they're just like, hey, we're doing something, but I don't know why they didn't show the values. Maybe because they didn't want, they're still like figuring it out, but they're like, oh wait, we gotta give the preview now. So
yeah, I think it's one of those, oh shit, these got leaked already, we better do something official.
maybe, but I mean, I don't think it's gonna be anything anyone should max if you're like, you know, an open field guy, or if you're not a garrison. Like, you don't even if, like, as a garrison, you don't really need to worry too much, unless you're like working on YSS. Maybe you should stop working on YSS for a bit and wait for the new garrison to come out and see and pick and choose from the two. Instead of that, I don't think it's going to be anything meta changing, although there are actually some surprising usable situations where arrow towers are good. I don't think it's going to be worth spending gold heads into, right? So
not on the main account.
Yeah. I don't think so. Also, I don't know. I mean, the range towers you can destroy so easily. With a big murder ball, you just overrun the enemy, and then what are the arrow towers doing? They shooting one, right? And okay, with the skills now, with the engineering commanders, okay, can make it different, but I don't know. I still think that the normal commanders what we have are still better. I don't know. It feels weird somehow for me. I don't know, to see engineering commanders and the towers coming up. I don't know why. It's just like we have basically played over years with that system, you know, sieges for farming, that's it. And archers, calves, and infantry. And also, was there not the point that every other unit type destroying the engineering, the sieges, right? Is it not still? So, you know, like, they are already from the normal system weaker. So, you know, like, it's not like that infantry destroying calves destroying archers destroying infantry. No, they're getting destroyed from every other unit type. So I don't know if they're gonna be worth to spend on. I mean, yeah, I don't know. And also,
I'm more than happy to get the unlocks and the 10 gold heads that come with it.
well,
yeah, I don't know.
I mean, in my opinion, it will be for sure not something to invest. I will stick with the normal commanders for archers, cav, and infantry. Also because of the point that the towers are on one area, right? You always need to destroy the area tower and build it up at the other area to get the that what you want from the engineering commanders, right? It's not like that you can just move around the troop and then you have directly the skills and everything up like from the archer, infantry, cav commanders, right? No, you need to build for some seconds the tower, and then you can just start shooting, and then you have the benefit from the engineering commander. So I don't know. It's just a, and if you're fighting in a murderable situation on the open field, where the situation can turn around so quickly, I don't know if that's gonna be worth to use it. Maybe for defending passes, that could be something what's good to use, but
I mean, passes are already so hard to take because you can only hit it with 3 marches at one time. To add archer towers in there behind the pass, that's going to make them even harder to get, right? And with the fort meta and forts behind the pass, it's I mean, come on, are we ever going to see anyone invade somebody else's zone again?
But where is now when the other KVK with to also no, never mind. Also still.
I mean, these towers, these archer towers, they could be game changers in small kingdoms. You know, when we only have
that's for sure
10 to 15 people on the field in a murder ball fighting at once, we're relying on at least in my kingdom, we're relying on the 10 people with max tech to do the bulk of the damage. But if you got 30 freaking arrow towers stacked up behind a fort or something,
since you play on your farm accounts while open fielding, like imagine like you just target arrow towers on like one instance and then you just open field on the other, you pull them into the arrow tower range. I feel like there's some usability, and the biggest usability I've seen is for those rallies with a ton of counterattack damage. If you just don't attack the rally and attack it from range, it actually is super effective in terms of like making the opponent need a complete open field, not only like just in front of the whatever they're rallying, but behind it as well, so that there's no arrow towers within range. Like there is usability with arrow towers. It's just very niche, and I don't think it's gonna be like.
I think it'll benefit small kingdoms defending more than it will small kingdoms attacking.
Oh, 100%. And there's honestly almost little to no usability attacking for arrow towers. It's more so on the defensive side.
Honestly, with my kingdom, we very rarely are on the defensive. Very rarely. I like to call us the 60 GT of DC'd kingdoms because we swarm everything.
I'll have to spectate your KVK next time.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe like I said, for the low active. Wait, I have a question. I never use the turrets. Are they shooting automatically on enemy marches when they're walking in the area, or do I need to manually say, okay, shoot that march, shoot that march, shoot that march?
Which you don't know. I never really used it. I see a lot of AFK arrow towers, so I'm gonna guess it's like you have to select and choose, but it might be like if you have War Frenzy, then it automatically does it, because that's what people have told me in the chat. So,
and Ruthless is spot on with his comment in chat. The thing that makes Rock special is the march system and the movement system, and he doesn't know why they would add this to the game. I agree 100%. You know, people play this game and they fight in this game because of the ability, because of the way the fighting mechanic is. Right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And where is someone saying in the chat, the thing make Western King special is march system and movement. I don't know where they add this to the game.
That's
Archer
what
towers.
just said.
It's I think we all agree on that. What Western Kingdom makes special is exactly this manually movement system, like Lambo said, like Ruthless said in the chat now, what we have, right? That you can move with the marches around and fight like you want. I think that's the big key why Rise of Kingdom is still big like it is. Also with some or a lot of bad updates in the last months, in my opinion. And I don't know, it's with now bringing up these archer towers and engineering commanders, it's gonna change a little bit the game for sure. But it will overall not have a big impact, I guess so. Thoughts on the new range commanders? I didn't saw them yet on I don't know.
That's what we were just talking about, the Arrow Tower commanders.
Yeah. But overall, what is again?
I think it's good though if there's the next commanders are not commanders that are instantly maxable. Just cause like I don't know, like it'll allow people to save up their gold heads for the next archer commanders. Like it's
true. Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah. We got some messages. The biggest problem with arrow towers is if you defend and put up arrow towers, it fills up the rage bar of a rally. So when the rally hits, it will launch the skills earlier.
Yeah.
True. That's true.
It sometimes it helps the rally more than it helps the garrison, but that's why it's specifically for those counterattack damage rallies. So, and you have to have a full march. Like if you're only one trooping an arrow tower, then you're actually just helping the opponent, because it does damage based on the march size, I think, or something. So.
I mean, for example, if the enemy have a Nevsky zone rally, I don't know if I want to hit with archer towers the rally so they can use their skills even faster. And if you have big Imperial kingdoms, which can fill the rallies for hours, I don't know. It's the
thing is though, if there's a Nevsky zone rally on your structure and you have arrow towers, there's something wrong with your KVK because you could just swarm that thing. I mean, if you have arrow towers, that means you have enough open field to have arrow towers, so you should have enough open field to have, like, I don't know, people swarm that rally, so. But yeah.
Swarm it.
Yeah.
Swarm it.
Yes, sir.
It was no just, okay, we can also say Attila Nevsky or something, you know, but something with big high damage. I don't know if I want to have then the arrow towers shooting on them.
Attila Nevsky, I think, is arrow towerable. And then just cut off the reins.
We are not weird like you, bro.
Swarm it.
I was actually
you don't have to be okay.
The last
so
couple of KVKs, man, it's
you don't have to be a whale to swarm. In Plato's case, he would just follow what is it, Peacemaker?
Yeah.
Let Peacemaker swarm first. In my case, let MF swarm first. In Beast's case, let your Kraken swarm first, right? If they're tanking and they're swarming first, or you have that Pakal Herald rally hitting something, or the Attila Nevsky hitting something, swarm it. Swarm it.
Yeah.
It's fun, guys. Trust me.
I did it. I don't like it. Knight said, I played around with it. If, for example, you got a Guan on field and an arrow tower, if your Guan got attacked, the tower will attack it as well. But if you have no marches fighting, you have to manually select. Oh, really? So, basically, wait. So if you fight in the arrow tower range with an open field march and with the arrow tower, so if you attack then with your open field march, the enemy march to arrow tower also automatically attacks it then? Is that really the future? Do you guys have saw that?
I have no experience with arrow towers myself, so I would have to trust what somebody who has experience is telling us.
Well, that could change actually in some situations the open field. For example, at the river fighting, what we saw at the other zone 5 side with who was it again? I forgot. Who was it, guys? The other zone 5 in the 1960 zone. KVK, Bravo Zone 5.
1534 and one
yeah, exactly. when they have defended behind the river with the towers, that you can like maybe also multi select them. That could change actually. So that I have tested only twice, I guess, and I was needed to manually use it. So I didn't saw anything with automatically or that you can stack them. But if that true, that could change actually at some situations the fighting. Basically, if you have a field and tower march, if you field march attack, the tower will attack as well. But if the field march isn't touched, tower won't respawn until you select the target manually. Okay. Thanks for the info, Knight. Good to know.
So if I have an arrow tower and I'm fighting in the open field, whatever I'm hitting with my open field marches, the tower is going to target and also attack if it's within that range. That's how I understand it, right?
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's gonna be interesting to see at river fights, for example. But it's gonna be really interesting to see if that really gonna be a thing to use or not. I'm quite excited to see that. All right.
I'm still kind of pissed that my archers can't shoot their arrows over a river.
Yeah, I don't know. But,
and I thought horses could swim. Why the hell can't they cross a river anywhere they damn well please?
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, true. But do you want really know also that archers can shoot from range and I mean that would destroy even more the game mechanics. Imagine they bringing up that archers can shoot from a range, like.
So when they first said they were bringing ranged combat, I did not envision these kind of arrow towers, right? I thought it would be more like the boat, I forget what it's called. The boat thing that they do, Tempest Clash, right?
Yeah.
Where you have to stop the boat and then it's got a timer and it counts down a little bit and then it starts shooting at targets within the range. You know, I thought it would be more like that with actual archer commanders rather than brand new engineering commanders. Let's bring out these stupid ass towers. So who knows?
Yeah. Could be interesting if they would bring up something like that, but I'm not sure if imagine they're bringing that also now into the game after archer towers, after artifacts, after armaments. Oof.
Give archers some range targets to hit and make cavalry a little bit faster to go after those archers. It adds a whole new strategic element of play in, right?
Yeah, maybe also blocking in every KVK. For example, only blocking from infantry.
That's not going to work with your big Imperiums that are dot fighting.
Yeah, I mean we I don't know if that's gonna be in the game. I don't think so. But
hey, I can dream, right?
You can dream, yeah, sure. All right, we are now hit the 1 hour stream time. We have talked about the topics. Anything what came into your mind after we have talked now about other stuff a little bit? From the questions, anything you want to add on or?
I'm good. What, two weeks from today again?
Okay.
On your channel, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, guys. We have talked about the topics. Thanks for the questions in the chat. Also, again, if you have any topics what you want, what we're talking about in the next podcast, write it us in the DMs. You can call anyone from us. I hope Ladus will be on the next podcast again. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to be today on the podcast because of internet issues. I hope you have enjoyed the live stream. Check out the other channels from the podcast members. We have Clodo, we have Lambo, and we have Ladus. So if you haven't subscribed to them, check out their channels, subscribe to them. Yeah, the next podcast is gonna be on Lambo's channel. the day gonna be in 2 weeks. Maybe if it's gonna change, we're gonna let you know. But the normal schedule is every 2 weeks. All right, guys. Thanks for watching the podcast. Thanks for all the time you have spent into the live stream. Thanks also, by the way, to the new subscriber. I don't know how many are we now. Let me check that first. We are now
at 976.
Wow, we got 5 new. Thanks everyone. Really, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And we're gonna see us then soon again on the next live stream and podcast. See ya, guys.
Later.
Thank you.